to my channel. So hopefully you guys could tell who I am just from looking at me right now. Ariana Grande's latest music video, God is a Woman, really stood out to me. I don't know about you guys, but I thought she looked absolutely breathtaking in all the looks that she had. This look in particular, though, really stood out to me. I was like, whoa, like her makeup looks amazing, but this whole paint thing going on is incredible. I just couldn't stop like looking at it, and I was like, I absolutely need to recreate this and just do something new on my channel. Never done anything like this before. I want to get more creative, but yeah, definitely some trial and error along the way for sure. You know, I just wanted to pick up and just do it on the spot. So that was pretty entertaining. So hopefully you guys are as entertained watching as I was filming it. If you guys are new to my channel and you guys like these types of videos, I would love the support and for you guys to subscribe and join this mini family. And of course, let me know down below any other video ideas you guys might have. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So to start off this Ariana Grande makeup look, I'm going to start with primer like I always do. This one is from Becca. It's the Backlight Priming Filter, and I'm just basically going to put that all over my face. It's going to give me a great base and a bit of dewiness to my skin. And to top it off, I also like to use my Benefit Porefessional primer and concentrating that where I have larger pores because it's really going to give me a beautiful base for the rest of my makeup later. Now, that's it for the face for now. I do like to start off more glam looks with my eyes. So to start off, I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the shade Light Medium Honey, and I'm basically going to use this as my brow bone and lid base. So once I apply it, I'm just going to kind of take my brush, spread it all over, shape the brows, and then just blend that all into place using my damp beauty blender. Alright, moving on to the actual eyes, I am going to be using my Jaclyn Hill palette for most of the colors. So starting out with that medium nude shade, and I'm also going to mix that a little bit with my bronzer. I'm just basically going to take a blending brush and just putting that all over my crease. I really want to warm up the eyes and give more depth to it, and I think that this is a beautiful transition shade to do that with. From there, I'm going to create a cut crease, and to do that, I'm going to use again my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the lid and then really start shaping out the entire lid and just spreading it all out using a brush. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just really want to lighten this whole lid space because we're going to be putting colors over it, and it's really going to allow it to pop and look really, really nice. So once the concealer has been shaped out, I am going in with this brown shimmer shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm really going to pack that on the outer lid area, and I'm kind of working my way towards the middle of the lid as well. I got eager and I really wanted to take out the paint and just start adding a cool touch to the eyes that Ariana has. So I'm basically using a thin pointed brush and I'm dipping it into this body and face paint that I got from Amazon. And I'm basically going to mix in some white, red, and blue shades to create this lilac purple shade that Ariana had. And from there, once I have my mixture, I'm going to create a line, basically cutting the crease and applying the same mixture to the inner corners as well. I know that this is face safe, but when going near the eye, always be careful, and if you're more comfortable, you can always use colored shadow to apply to the inner corners, which I actually ended up doing later on, you guys will see, just to set this all into place. I found that the way that they applied the paint on Ariana was done super freely, so I didn't mind it looking like not perfect. So I kind of just went in and layered it, and I just did it until I felt like it gave a similar effect. Although it's not exact, I do like the way it turned out. Now, continuing with the eye, I am going to do Ariana's signature cat eye here by using my Stila Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner and just basically going from the inner parts of my eye and just bringing the wing out and just creating like a medium-sized wing. Now I'm just curling my lashes and applying my favorite mascara. This is the Maybelline Rocket Mascara. It's in the waterproof formula, so I know it's gonna last me all day. And just coating my upper lashes for now. And once I coat my lashes, I will be applying some fake lashes as well, really to add some drama. These are from a brand called Kiss, and it's their wispy lashes. Although I did cut these, and I'll be applying them basically at the outer corners. I find that this will make it look more natural and definitely accentuates that cat eye look that Ariana has. Continuing on with the paint on the outer eye, I'm just repeating the same process using the lilac mixture we created to the crease and inner corner area, and even bringing it down a little bit to the lower lash line as well. Now to set the paint into place and add a little bit more vibrancy, I'm using colors from this eyeshadow palette that I got from Amazon as well. It's from a brand called Shany, and I'm just kind of going over the inner corners, lower lash line, and even a bit the crease area as well, using this like lilac-y shade. Moving on to the face, since we already put primer at the very beginning, I'm now going in straight with my foundation, and I'm mixing two of my current favorites to achieve a full coverage bronzy look. So I'm starting out with my Maybelline 24-Hour Wear Foundation in the shade 220 Natural Beige with my NARS Radiant Foundation, and I'm basically going to mix that together and apply that using my damp beauty blender. Now to add a more dewy complexion to the skin, because I still want to look super radiant like Ariana does, I am using my Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Sunlight, and I'm basically going to concentrate that on the places where I really want to highlight basically, so above the cheekbone, side of forehead, nose, cupid's bow, and chin area. I do start off by blending that in with my fingertips and then going in with my beauty blender from there to really ensure it seeps into the skin and looks more natural. Now to add some bronziness and depth to the face, I always like to start off by using a cream contour just on the perimeters of my face, and to do that I'm using my Fit Me foundation stick like usual in the shade 355 and blending that in with my Sephora brush. I am now going in with a new concealer that I absolutely love. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. It's in the shade Golden Beige. It has honestly incredible coverage, but it also provides that hydration that I need and love when it comes to full coverage look. So I am starting off by applying it straight from the applicator on all the areas where I really want extra coverage. So under the eyes, upper lip region, chin, and in between the brows. And for some extra coverage, I'm now going in with my Kylie concealer. This is a few shades lighter. It's in the shade Ivory, and I'm basically applying that just a very small amount on the areas where I applied the other concealer, and I'm blending that in again with my beauty blender. I'm then lightly going over the rest of my face with the same powder, as well as just getting rid of the excess powder I just applied. I'm not really letting the powder bake as much, as you guys can see, just because I don't want it to look too dry, and I find that this still does the job of keeping my makeup stay in place all day. Now for contour, I'm using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, using the middle and darker shade like I normally would, and just going over all the areas I had previously applied the cream contour. Ariana always has like really sculpted cheekbones and just defined features, so I find that this really helps with that. To add even more bronziness, I am now going over this with my NYX Deep Bronzer and also contouring my nose with this and applying some right under the lip to add a pouty effect as well. for blush, I'm going in with my MAC blush called Breath of Plum, which is really going to look nice with the purple paint that we had going on with the rest of my face because it has a purple kind of mauvey tone to it as well. And for highlight, I am using my Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter, and I'm concentrating that above the cheekbones, side of forehead, nose, chin, and brow bone as I did with the Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops at the beginning. I am using my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade Liar. This is a beautiful mauve shade that mimics the tones going on in the paint as well. And I will be topping off the lips with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in Trouble, which really goes well with this lip liner as well. This is essentially going to be our base because we will be then going over my lips with the paint just to add a cool touch that Ariana had going on. To finish off the eyes quickly first though, I am going in with the same copper shimmer shade from before and concentrating that on the outer corners of the lower lash line and just adding some lower lash mascara as well to finish off the look. Okay, now going back to lips, I will now be creating another mixture of that lilac shade that we had on the eyes. So I'm basically taking some white, blue, and magenta / red, and I'm just dabbing that with a fatter paintbrush along my lower lip area, and I'm just transferring some color to the top lip as well. From there, I will be taking a bit of magenta, which is a darker shade a little bit, and placing that on the outer corners really to add some dimension. It's going to give like that ombre look because we want the lightest part of our lip to be in the middle to create that like pouty effect. After blending everything together, I'm just going to play around with the colors like Ariana had going on. I'm adding some blue along one side and just getting a bit creative here. And yeah, just having fun with it. It's not exactly like her lips, but I find that it's like very, very similar colors and it definitely gives off the same vibe that she had. So once my lips are done, I am setting the paint into place with a translucent powder by lightly dabbing over the lip area with some powder on my foundation brush. Now for the most exciting part, I'll be painting the rest of my face with the paints. So as you guys can see, you know, I'm just using these different mixtures by adding sometimes I'm adding a bit more blue to the mixture, sometimes more red, just to really change up the shades and tones and give that dimension that Ariana had. I'm basically freely painting, but making sure to concentrate the paint in the same areas that Ariana had on her face. So basically her cheekbone area, forehead, jawline, ears, down the neck, and chest as well. Okay everyone, we are finally done with the makeup portion. I'm actually so obsessed with this. I've always loved painting, so just having the opportunity to paint my face was actually so much fun. I know makeup is like painting in a sense, but this is next level. I honestly had a blast. But hair portion of the video, basically, if you guys didn't notice, the braided part that was like painted was actually cloth. It wasn't her hair at all. They basically took cloth and just attached it to the base of her ponytail, or like I think she had a bun, and they just braided it in and they painted it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I actually bought cloth. This is a muslin fabric. You can buy this on Amazon. That's where I got like all my materials. I'm going to be linking everything down below. But basically, this fabric looks a lot like what she used, in my opinion. We're going to have to stain it, it seems. So I'm actually going to mix like some water with some paint and just like dip it in, just get a bit of like a darker tint. And then from there, I'm going to paint the hair with like the purple and whatever else she had. But to begin, before we paint, before we do anything else, we just need to separate this into 3 sections and do all that. So I'm basically going to cut this fabric in 3 parts. Actually, what I'm going to do is cut it into 2 parts. You guys will see what I'm doing. It's probably going to be much easier to watch than to hear me speak. So let's get to it. So I'm just going to, this is basically one piece that I'm going to fold, and this is going to act as two of my sections of my braid, and I'm just basically going to knot in one more section to make it 3 strands so that we can do a basic 3-strand braid. So as you guys can see, I have 2 parts here. I'm going to take this 3rd part in and knot it. And once I've knotted this together, I basically left like a bit of space. So I'm going to do like a bun to my own hair and just attach that on. Okay, so now that we're done with that, what I'm going to do is actually dip the muslin cloth into this bucket or container of water, and I'm going to mix in some brown paint in there so that hopefully it stains the muslin cloth and it gives it a darker shade like hers had, because hers almost mimicked hair. Like if you look quickly, you wouldn't necessarily know it was cloth, but as you guys can see, my cloth is like a whiter shade, so I definitely want to darken that up, and hopefully that's going to work. So the brown paint isn't necessarily staining it as much as I'd like, and I feel like I would have to waste a lot of paint to make it more brown. So what I think I'm going to just do is take a tea bag and just dip it in there, and it's definitely going to darken the water. Okay, I'm literally taking tea. This is so funny. Okay, I really hope this works. Alright, so the tea bag is definitely starting to work, I feel, as you guys can see. I just hope it's dark enough that it actually kind of like stains the cloth. This is an experiment, guys. It's gonna be funny. No matter what happens, I think it's gonna be a really cool outcome. I'm really excited to see. Well, it's definitely helping making this more brown. Now from here, it's just all about, is the muslin fabric gonna actually soak it in? That's what I'm scared for. I've never tried this before. It smells so good though. It smells like hot chocolate. Alright, should I try? I'm almost scared to try. Okay. I'm gonna dip in a small portion and see what happens. I mean, this is what I was a bit afraid of. Like, it tinted it a little. What I think I'm gonna do, honestly, is maybe just braid it in, like, the color that it is, and then just paint it from there. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it, you know? Actually, well, the cocoa powder is definitely staining it. So this is what's happening to it. It looks a bit gross, honestly speaking, but I kind of feel like when I start braiding it in, you're not going to notice all the weird patchiness, and it's at least going to look a little bit darker to match my hair. Yeah, so I guess that's what we're going to do, and then we will reconvene in just a sec. Okay, so you guys will see in just a sec what that looks like. It don't look too hot, but I feel like, again, once I braid everything, it's going to look a bit better. But basically what I'm going to start by doing with my actual hair is just putting it in a bun so that I really just don't see it. Her hair was parted actually already like this, kind of, so I'm going to leave my hair as is. You just want to kind of part it on the side and really slick it back into like a low-ish ponytail. So I'm just basically going to give myself a bun, and then I'll show you guys what to do next. Okay, as you guys can see, this looks actually gross, but it is stained, and that's what matters. Hers, if you look at it, the cloth actually looks wet like this, so it works out really well. I think once I braid everything together, it's going to look less gross and patchy. So I'm attaching it to the bun by basically putting my bun through that hoop that I had made, as you guys can see. And that's really all you need to do. Now we have the 3 strands that we can start braiding, so that's what I'm going to do. And cutting off the rest of the braid because hers is about this long, just like Okay, from here, I'm going to start painting the braid, just like what she had. So I'm going to mix. First, I'm going to start with the browns, because I do want to deepen this up a little bit more, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to stop with the brown for now and move on to the next colors. So as I can just look from her braid right now, she definitely has some light pastel colors, like the same ones going down my face, all down the braid, and some blues as well. So I'm just going to add that in now by just mixing in some blue like before, some red, some white, and just seeing what happens. Now I'm just going to paint kind of along down my body. I'm not going to do nearly as much as her. I'm just going to paint just along down so that you guys could see, you know, it can give it a bit more of the look. Get dressed. No, 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 what's next? And I can tell you want it, how you want it, baby. So that is it for today's video. I actually had a blast filming this. Honestly, you guys, I'm probably gonna do another Get the Look of her soon. Like, I just can't not. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I really, really, really loved how she looked. I mean, I did the best I can. Hers was next level. But I think considering that this was my first time, I think it turned out pretty cool, and you know, this is definitely my own take on it. If you guys do try this out or do a similar type of recreation in general, I would love for you guys to tell me down below so that I could support you guys as well. And yeah, have an amazing week. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everyone.